text my head people and I go, I'm not coming back. I am not. It's bad enough to deal with gowns. I am not dealing with the mother of the bride the day of the wedding. When she decides she's going to use one limo and loop it 6 times to pick everybody up from the hotel. And there was no air conditioning in the hotel, in the church. So she wanted fans. And she said to me, I want fans all along that altar. I said, really? Okay. What happened? It was blowing so much, it blew her daughter's veil off. I said, perfect. Perfect. Now, I have a wonderful event team that's headed up by Brenda and Bill. And Brenda was the person that worked on the fashion show. And Bill is the one that did some of the flowers downstairs and upstairs. I said, Brenda, this is not my gig. I know when I'm done, and I'm done. I just retired from being an event planner. So that's kind of where I am, 25 years later. We're successful. We work hard. We don't worry about anybody else. And we just move forward. And for every dress I buy, they have to sell 2 off the rack. Because at some point in time, we can be over inventory with no problem at all. And that's the biggest problem in the industry. What I do is, on my computer, it tells me how many times a dress has been tried on. In a 90-day span, if that dress doesn't sell, it doesn't check, it's history. I put a green dot on the ticket, and it means to the consultants, go, out of here. So what that means is, when a girl comes in, and the dress is $1,000 and her budget is $750, I got a winner. Because there's always a market for reduced dresses. Does anybody clean wedding gowns here? Anybody know how to clean them? Use a washing machine. Take them inside out. Now, we're 54,000 square feet, but my business manager has yet to buy me an industrial washer. I have a washer like I use at home. We do one and one and one, and we use a lot of oxygen.
Busted.
And you would not believe how gorgeous these gowns are. You don't put them in the dryer. If the gown is a little limp because you've tried it on so much, you put a little bit of liquid starch in the water, and that will give it life. Now you've created value to the gown again, so it doesn't become a $99 cash and carry value. Never put it in the dryer, drip dry it. When it's dry, we press it. Absolutely gorgeous. With the silk dresses, we use 100% grain alcohol. Really, on silk it works beautiful because what happens is, it doesn't leave a ring because it evaporates because it's alcohol. And it takes anything out of the gowns, including lipstick, as long as you move very slowly. So I've kind of highlighted everything. And I think it's time that we ask some questions. Because you know, everybody, in fact, I have some in my pocket. Let me start with these. What do you do as far as return policies? Layaway special orders? Good question. I don't know what you're taking for deposits, but don't do what I did. I used to take 50% down on wedding gowns and 75% on bridesmaids. If they decided to cancel the wedding, they stuck me. They maybe didn't pay me the remainder. They maybe left me the dress, but I don't want it. I want my money. First of all, we have no return policy. This is all special occasion merchandise. You should not allow them to return anything. Because 90% of the time, they're going to wear it and put the ticket back on. We don't need to do it. For 25 years, I've never returned a thing. It's just not going to happen. It's now 75% down for wedding gowns, 100% for bridesmaids, mothers, and children. Non-refundable. And make sure that they understand that when you're doing a special order, it is a special order. A manufacturer isn't going to cut a dress and then tell you you can return it. It's not going to happen. On layaways, I do layaways for prom with 50% down. And I'll periodically do it for bridal gowns if they're being sold off the rack with 50% down. But that again, you got to be very careful about. Okay. How do you address cancellations of bridal appointments, especially no call, no show? Well, I'd like to choke them. And I really don't think they're my friend anymore because they've taken a spot that I could have sold. But there's really not a lot you can do. What you can do is you can call, either talk to them and leave a message and say, you know, we appreciate that you selected us. We understand that you didn't show. So we'd like to reschedule with you at your earliest convenience. Please give us a call. Bye-bye. Pricing across the board on alterations. MOB trying to negotiate price of a dress. For all, you cannot include alterations in anything. Don't even try. If you're going to do that, you might as well shut your doors. Because there's very little margin in alterations. So why in the world would you try to negotiate on that? It's a very expensive commodity. If you're going to charge for alts, they're going to pay for them. Otherwise, please take it off my premises, and I don't care what you do. But these are my prices. This is what I do. I do it well. And basically, I get my price. How do you pick the vendors you want to buy? You know, that's a very good question. And I think that there is no yes and no answer. And the reason I say that is the demographics that you live in really control how you think that process out. So you almost have to look at what your client's looking for and work backwards and find the vendors that work for you. And always make sure that you look at the whole picture before you move forward. And be very careful when you purchase that you don't overlap styles. You don't need two similar pieces. You need one. That was a big mistake of mine. That's why I'm bringing it up. In what way do we keep in touch with customers after they've purchased? Well, it's called the internet. How many people here have a website? Okay, everybody's hand that isn't up. Okay, it's 5 to 9. At 10 o'clock, you need a website. Everybody needs to invest in a website. It is the best marketing tool around. I don't spend a lot of money on advertising. It's not going to take me anywhere. I go to a few shows in my area. I get the disc with the names on it. I load